What's up, turds, nerds, freaks, and geeks, and all that's in between? It's me, your girl, Daisy Dame. Welcome back to my channel. I'm genuinely blessed to have you here. Today we are going further into looking at Marina Abramović. As an art world icon, a performance art pioneer, Marina has captivated audience by pushing the limits of her mind and body for the past 50 years. RA has earned the worldwide acclaim as a performance artist. She has consistently tested the limits of her own physical and mental endurance during her work, subjecting herself to exhaustion, pain, and even the possibility of loss of existence. We spoke before about her early work titled Rhythm O. Abramović invited audience to freely interact with her however they choose. She also did a event where she was in a box for a few days and people could watch. Another done after 9/11 was meant to just share in the act of living. She's most known for The Artist is Present, which will be strikingly restaged through the archive footage, while others will be re-performed by the next generation of performance artists trained by Marina's method. Live art can be both startling and intimate. For Marina, it has also been a power of transformation, and this experience through performances, which she has done plenty. It goes on to state how two works of art of hers are truly never the same. But why does this matter? Why are we going back into Marina at all? Well, it seems as though she has some new events coming very soon. Once I learned that Marina was in New York, I nearly lost my ish. I knew that I wanted to meet her. I wanted to be a part of this. I want to partake. Is she truly this evil person that people claim that she may be? Well, let us find out. The duration of the workshop is 5 days. Arrival on site for session day, departure from site last session day. All cell phones, laptops, watches, and devices will be collected, meaning you get nada. During the workshop, participants should refrain from eating, speaking, and reading. The instructions for each day exercise will be explained at the moment of execution. The workshops are facilitated by artists trained exactly by Marina. I do find it curious that Marina feels that they need to be specially trained by Marina. I just find that very interesting. So the total cost of the workshop is $2,450. You can choose to either pay in full or have a deposit plan of $750 and the remaining balance of $1,700. Bookings include transportation, shuttle to and from workshops, which is in Athens. Basically, it is the transportation, shared accommodations, and meals prior to the meals after the workshop. The funds raised from the workshop will go directly towards funding of MAI's program. So basically, Marina is still putting on events. Marina is still having events. I found this curious because I hadn't heard much from them lately. And you guys know I was waiting for it and wanted to see the information about whether or not they go through with the whole electrocuting thing. This states Amsterdam and Paris in summer 2023. For the long-awaited retrospectives of Marina and others, we take a look at some of this month's most exciting exhibits. And of course, Marina themselves will be a part of this. It goes on to state that they'll be back to work on these exhibits. Given its Fashion Week worldwide, the show expects to pay homage to the design of the greats of past and present with the show Rebel, 30 Years of London Fashion, at the museum and the Missing Thread at Somerset House. Everyone's art mother, Marina Abramović, will finally open her retrospective at the Royal Academy in London. It goes on to discuss how other artists will also be there and how they intend to show off queer artists. So I do just find this entire thing curious. I really did just want to see, where is Marina now? What is she up to? Will we finally get our moment of shock? We'll find out. Performance art is such a topic, right? Harnessing reactions from ranges of extreme awe to eye rolls. The medium has often received a reputation of being pretentious. Well, Yet this could be said about elements of every art form. While there certainly are performance artists who have prioritized an ostentatious display, oh, these words, over genuine meaning, way to go, Amy, many have pushed themselves to the absolute limits, creating unforgettable artworks that explore human nature in no other way a medium can. One of the most groundbreaking performance artists would be Marina. Oh, go figure, eh? Does it help any of you understand Marina a bit better knowing that she's Serbian? Just curious. Let me know your thoughts down below. And thank you again so much for joining me. Don't forget, like, sub, and hit the bell. It truly means a lot and it's free. And we need to get this information out there and bring our friends home. Thank you again. The revelation was made in the Times ahead of Abramović's solo retrospective at London's Royal Academy of Arts. She'll be the first female artist to take over the Historic Institute's main galleries, by the way, and many seem to be very excited about that. She's also a Serbian-born artist that has been tossing around ideas for several new performances, including a fountain that would involve Bluth spewing out of every orifice of her body, which eventually was scrapped. Oh, gee, I wonder why. As well as the one that should be extra electrifying. When is it? Where is it? Let's see it. Let's have it. Come on. Lowe became familiar with the goat farmer from Dorset called Dwight Perry after he built the milk machine. Perry, whom Lowe calls one of the most brilliant engineers I have come across, made a full-body electricity system based on the principles of this person's photography. That is just amazing. The idea was to charge Abramović's fingertip. Theoretically, she'd be able to point it at a candle a meter away and extinguish the flame. Electricity is something that people don't really understand, Lowe told the paper. If you look in the internet a whole lot, you'll see people becoming highly charged as long as you're insulated. There will be flying bits of lightning coming from your fingertips. That's so curious, and y'all know I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this woman to charge herself with these voltages. I wanted to see it. Just listen how they go on to explain Marina. Marina is known for boundary pushing, unpredicted performance pieces, some which sound like schemes from the characters of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like she's some kind of just curious, silly person. Kind of like the idea of the innocent idiot, almost. I don't know. It goes on to talk about her Rhythm 10 performance again, which we have discussed, as well as Rhythm O, which we discussed. And they go on to explain how she plans to electrify. For the upcoming show at UK's Royal Academy of Arts, Marina plans to electrify herself with 1 million volts. The London Times reports she'll then attempt to extinguish a candle with the electric charge of her fingertips. Again, they go on to explain and congratulate Marina for being the first female to take over the Royal Academy. So props to the Royal Academy for only taking 250 years to find a woman. She reportedly will be working with engineer and Factum Art founder Adam Lowe, who told Times electricity is something you don't really understand. If you look on the internet, though, you will see people becoming highly charged, etc. It's true, the details of their own performance is currently limited. Will she be administering the shock herself? Will a voltage be applied all at once or gradually? Does she plan to use a taser or what? As I stated, the details of this performance are limited. Here's a video that opens up with a man saying, "Alright guys, we're back for more punishment." Then he watches as his friend shocks him with a baton. And he just goes on to state that it did hurt. Here's the man that calls himself Filthy Phil, and he goes on to have his friend hit him with a 2 million volt stun baton. Do not try this at home. Thankfully, we can expect Abramović to elevate this vaunted art form. Whether you find Marina controversial or not, there's no denying that she has clearly made her mark on the art world and the performance world, and really redefined what it meant to be a performance artist and the lengths that one would go, because this is truly someone pushing their mind, body, and soul to the limits, and we can see that. So the exhibits will be found in New York as well as abroad. I find it very curious and interesting that she wants to continue to show her art and be present even after all that has occurred, even after all that people have said about her. So it just shows that maybe the art is important, maybe that it is a desire for them, maybe this is more of a passion project than just something they do to get attention, maybe. But regardless, there are so many places now that you can find that do contain some form of Marina's work. It goes on to state, this autumn, the Royal Academy of Arts will present the first major solo survey in the UK and the work internationally acclaimed Serbian performance artist, and of course it would be Marina. Speaking of body limits, it states that they will bring together key performances presented through a video and photographs. Some focus on her use of body and physical stamina, and others represent search for a transformative release. Featured here will be Abramović's work alongside with Yile. Ooh. So it seems as though, even though it was twice postponed, they are going to go through with it. They are going to actually have it. It will now open September 10th. Also December. Ooh. It's one of the artist's first and biggest retrospective. So I feel like whether you are for or against Marina, it might be worth it to still give it a chance. Go see it in person, see what it's all about, get a feeling of it, make up your own mind, and don't let the news or media guide you. It's okay to come to your own conclusions about the artwork and the artist. And some have a real problem with separating the art from the artist. In no way am I saying that what they've done is not controversial. I just find it all very curious. I find it interesting that she's making a comeback in her own way. And if you want to learn more or see more about it, you should look into it. You shouldn't feel like you can't, or it's something that you shouldn't pursue if you're genuinely curious. Stay awake, stay aware, stay well, and thank you guys so much for listening and hanging out and just for a bit of your time, because I know your time is precious, and so are you. Okay, see you soon. Bye, guys.